Welcome to the Last Good Podcast. I am Flash, and over there to my right is Ace. We are welcome here to the Last Good Podcast as we are going to cover the NFL, NHL, and NBA. Some great stuff happening in the NFL that we finally got back. The NFL season has started, and the NHL. We're going to talk about the Boston Bruins that they may go into purgatory of the NHL. We're going to talk about the Rangers, about how they're going to respond to
don't give them
the
all
Capitals.
That. Don't give them all that. Just let them know what you're going to talk. You're just telling the whole show already.
I know. He's going to give the people nothing to look forward to.
And then in the NBA and college football, we got a great segment for y'all, all right?
Yes,
hit it.
Ace, you got anything?
I believe we have an announcement for the Running Gun Podcast.
Yes, we do. The Running Gun Podcast will be returning August 25th, Wednesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. live on YouTube and Twitter. And then September 1st, actually, the week of the Orange Blossom Classic going into game week, we will try to get one of our special guests that we always have one, Miss Allison Posey, to join us. So, it's going to be fun. I give the floor back to y'all.
I mean, we ready to roll, to be honest. If you want to hit it, we can hit it.
You got 28 seconds, guys. You got to milk that out.
I'm actually excited to be on the Running Gun Podcast coming up. What's up?
Hey, thank you for all the views we got last time. It was great. Very appreciative. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, comment, anything you want to do. Just give us some feedback. We can know how to make it better. Thank you.
Anything like, subscribe, tell your friends, spread the word. We're trying to make our voices heard, so that'll be nice. All right, ready? We finally kicked off into the NFL. Let's go. Yeah. So, what do you want to talk about first, Ace?
All right, we got the NFL Hall of Fame game. What's your thoughts? We had the Steelers winning 16-9. Quick summary: Mason Rudolph had a struggling game. His blunder at the first opening possession, where Mike Parsons showed up and got that recovered fumble. You had Dwayne Haskins playing efficient with no turnovers. Joshua Dobbs also threw a touchdown. Dallas Cowboys had some offensive issues. They did get a touchdown, though. So
wait, slow down. You said Dwayne Haskins outplayed Rudolph?
Oh, yeah. We can get into that. If you want to start that off, we could go Dwayne Haskins. What's your thoughts? Who do you think's going to get that backup job for Big Ben?
I mean, I hope for the best for that guy, honestly. Especially with this situation that his girl set him up and all that, but with her just trying to beat up on the man.
Haskins, right?
And yeah, yes, we're talking about Haskins. So I'm looking forward for the man. Hopefully, he keeps himself out of trouble, and hopefully, he has a better choice of females out there that won't set him up for trouble.
Yeah, totally agree with that. I believe that Dwayne, it's his opportunity and his chance to lose. It's his last shot in the NFL. Mike Tomlin has been saying some good things about him. He's saying his work ethic is there. So hopefully it's going to show up, and he's going to make a good, compelling case to Mike Tomlin and the Steelers coaching staff that he's the right guy for the job. With Mason Rudolph, though, he's been in the system longer than Haskins. He knows it, albeit he hasn't performed well when he's been called upon in the regular season. So with that, I don't know who to give to, but right now I would have Haskins up with the edge, even maybe Dobbs, because Dobbs also was there prior, coming out of Tennessee.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you gotta let those guys compete for it. I mean, obviously, I'm rooting for Dwayne, but I mean, whoever's better is better. But right now, it looks like Haskins might be better.
All right. With the Cowboys, though, what's your thoughts on Micah Parsons, that first round pick, number 11th overall, I believe, out of Penn State? He had a pretty good game, I thought. You see him all over the field. I was calling his name a lot. What's your thoughts on him? I thought he was good.
I think the Cowboys got someone they can rely on defense. About time the Cowboys get someone on defense instead of relying on offense all the way. I think on where the Cowboys got confused was that you see teams like the Chiefs just going all in on offense and see them put up like 50 points a game and like, oh, we should put up 50 points a game. But then they didn't realize their opponents are just going to just score as many points on them. And as we seen last season, they have struggled a lot. So I think Michael Parsons is a great pickup for them. I think they should do great. They should be all right on defense. Their only job right now is to win the NFC East, right? NFC East.
Yes.
They gotta win the
Well,
NFC
with that,
East.
you brought up an interesting point. I thought with the defense, with like having a great offense with no defense. With that, you gotta look at how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl last year. They had a really good defense with a very exceptional offense, and that defense was able to stifle Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers when it mattered most. So with that, you have to keep in mind defense still technically wins championships because look at Kansas City the year prior to even. They had the stops that, yeah, sure, Kansas City came back, but their defense made the stops, necessary stops to keep San Francisco from winning that game. Minus Jimmy
Man,
Garoppolo overthrowing Emmanuel Sanders.
it's just crazy how like Jimmy Garoppolo went from like being looked as a decent quarterback all the way now being replaced by Trey Lance. I mean, but I
Well,
guess
yeah, I mean,
one big game like that could define your moments. But that's another talk for another
I,
day. Let's move on. I think we
oh,
should talk about Troy Polamalu with that hair.
oh yeah, that hair, that bust that he got. Wow, I think they nailed him pretty good. Pretty much, I thought the Steelers kind of dominated the Hall of Fame. If we're going to transition over to the actual Hall of Fame with the reactions, I thought, yeah, Steelers had Coach Cowher, Donnie Shell, Troy Polamalu, and Feneka. That was before my time, but yeah, he was a outstanding player. Polamalu on me. I thought Edgerrin James and Peyton Manning was good representation for the Colts. Jim Irsay was showing how pleased he was with both of them on Twitter yesterday, I believe. And one last thing on the Hall of Fame. Jerry Jones, they announced during the game that he was going to induct Coach Jimmy Johnson, into the Cowboys Hall of Fame. So, a round of applause for Jimmy Johnson, Hall of Fame coach, and Cowboys Hall of Fame.
Bro, Jimmy Johnson, like the amount of times I've seen that guy win on national television and says the Cowboys are going to win it all every year. I mean, that's the only reason I can remember him for these days. It's just kind of funny, but every year when people are saying the Cowboys are going to win, he is like on top of that bandwagon. But I got to respect it to him that
you insulted him a little bit.
What's up?
Well, don't worry about it. I did think though, when you think about it, when he was coaches, the last time the Cowboys have actually been pretty much relevant. No offense to Cowboys fans.
I mean, the truth is the truth. I mean, it's like telling Denny Hendricks that Michigan sucks right now. All right, it's the same thing.
Well, I think the Cowboys, they have a very promising offense. Their offensive line was pretty much makeshift last season because they had a lot of injuries. Three of their best players, three of their best offensive linemen were on like injury.
Dallas Cowboys have always had great offensive lines whenever they're healthy. We gotta give it to them.
Yeah, and I saw a report Zeke actually lost a couple pounds, so that's gonna be good for them.
Another thing I should mention about is that Tom Brady actually showed up for the Hall of Fame just to make sure Peyton Manning is officially done. That had me cracking. Cause like
that was a good part.
It looks like that Tom Brady still gets haunted by the Manning brothers every time.
Well, yeah, Eli Manning said if it wasn't for my mother, Olivia Manning, Tom Brady would have 11 rings. He ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong. I mean, if you count the Nick Foles rings, would he still have 11 or?
Yeah,
Is that including Nick Foles? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but also I wanted to say I like the move that Charles Woodson did. He sang to his mom when he was walking for his Hall of Fame. I thought that was really good.
Oh, that's a sweet move.
Okay, so the last thing I wanted to hit on for the NFL quarter, the kickoff, is I did want to talk about the Michael Thomas situation because that and the media with Twitter and all that, there's a lot of stuff that's getting out there.
Actually, hold on, producer. Put the whole screen on on Ace for a second, all right? Because this is his segment right here about Michael Thomas. Can you do that?
Alright, it's known I'm diehard Saints fan here. But it's been a rough off season, yeah, but with Michael Thomas, that both sides are wrong. There's no question about that. They've been trying to paint this narrative with Michael Thomas that he's the one who's at fault, and in his Twitter, he said, I didn't say anything to save their reputation, but they were coming after his. And both sides, that is correct, but both sides were wrong in the sense that, sure, that the Saints probably, it's speculation, but it's pretty much that they asked him not to get surgery in an attempt to win Drew Brees his last Super Bowl for his last season. And with that, Michael Thomas postponed the surgery. But then where it comes to him being wrong, I thought he should have picked up the phone. The part where he didn't pick up the phone for 3 months, that's the part that bugs me with him. But I think both sides are wrong, so there's nothing to paint him as a villain. But they should be able to work this out, be grown men. Because last year they had the same talks with Alvin Kamara. The news was that he was going to get traded and all that. I was like, nah. I saw it on NFL Total Access today. Rappaport was talking about he could be traded or whatnot, but the headline on Michael Thomas wants to be traded from Saints, and I'm like, that's just wrong because no one has reported factual evidence that Michael Thomas has wanted to be traded, and that whole situation.
I thought I was going to be seeing some real tears happening right now. I thought I was going to see some tears.
Oh no, not that bad. Sure, we lost 11 stars. I don't care.
Not yet.
Season
I'm concerned about the Saints about Jameis and his weapons that he's going to have. That's my concern. Because next thing you know, they're going to scapegoat Jameis right now. But when something goes wrong, and as we know here at Penalty Talk, we root for Jameis Winston. At least most of us do.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of us do, but we root for Jameis Winston. I hope he bounced back with the Saints. And I hope I do not see Taysom Hill playing over Jameis Winston. All right, I need to see Jameis Winston play a few games just to make sure he's better than Taysom Hill. Because I know for a fact Jameis Winston is better than Taysom Hill.
One
more thing, Xavier Howard.
Xavier Howard. Yeah, that's what I was gonna get to. It's a different situation, but I want to touch on it. He had asked for a trade last month with the attempt to get a new contract because he believed his players earned him a new contract, right? He asked to be traded, and then the Dolphins came to him and they worked it out. So that situation has resolved itself with him getting a new contract. It's $1 million Pro Bowl incentives, and he gets a $2.5 million base salary. So that now made him the highest corner in the league, actually. So congrats to him. But I want to say, if he can work out his situation, there's no reason that Michael Thomas him and Sean Payton can't sit down and discuss, all right, put out both emotions on the table and work this out. Well, the situation I
gotta give props for the Dolphins for actually being a real proper organization for protecting the players and helping them out.
Front office.
They're from ever since the cocaine incident with the front office and whatever, they have really tightened up, and I gotta give them mad respect for that.
I love that.
I think the Dolphins might actually be a great organization that we originally thought they
But an organization that doesn't make much sense.
And of course, they got Tua Tagovailoa. They got Tua, so I mean.
Yeah, but an organization that doesn't make sense. The Jags with C.J. Henderson on the move. That report, that's kind of questionable from Jeremy Fowler. That report.
I think next week we should talk about the Jags. Moving on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, Flash, what you got for me on the NHL?
NHL. Okay, so we're going to talk about age. Bergen is 35. Marchand is 33. Second line, Krajewski went back to the
Clarify
Czech
what team you're
Republic.
talking about.
We are going to be talking
35.
about our favorite team, the Boston Bruins. We're going to be talking about how they might be going into NHL purgatory. Are you excited for this?
Explain what purgatory is for those who don't exactly know. For our younger viewers out there.
Or people that don't know about NHL. Go on.
Yeah. Okay, purgatory is essentially you're not good enough to win a championship, but you're not bad enough to get a high enough pick to bring in a infused youth that is very talented, or blue chip prospects, if they want to call it, in the NHL. And I believe Flash touched on it. The Bruins have their core from when they won the Cup. Two of the key pieces, Tuukka Rask and David Krejci. Krejci went to Czech Republic even though he was age 35. That's their second line center. That's a big blow they just suffered. And Tuukka Rask, who was their starting goalie. He's still a
So why did Krejci went back to the Czech Republic? What's up with that?
The pandemic kept him away. Like the kids, his family, they were kind of separated with the pandemic. So, and also like he wants to go
Makes
back
sense.
home because he's from the Czech Republic. He wants to go back home, and he wants to go, and he just wants to play for his family and be closer to them and all that. It's more personal, I think, than business.
It sounds very personal. I think we should
Well, I give him props.
respect his choice.
He knew when to step away.
I mean, it's important. Family comes first. If you have the money and luxury and everything, go take care of your family. That's how it should be.
But the reason I wanted to say the Bruins were headed to the NHL purgatory is because they have what is known around the NHL as the perfection line with Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand, and David Pastrnak, right? Well, Bergeron is coming up to age 35, right? Marchand's 33. Both of them are going to have limited numbers on their careers at this point. Pasternak's like 26 or 27, so I don't put too much with him. I know they re-signed Taylor Hall, but when the core goes and ends up in retirement, they don't have a lot of talent in their pipeline. Their pipeline is very depleted, which separates them, I believe, from the Lightning, because the Lightning, they still have some good prospects still to come up and play. The Bruins,
the Lightning still have
step up.
The Lightning still have the core, and I said this before.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you have Point, Stamkos, Hedman, Kucherov, and Vasilevsky, as long as you got those five players, they're going to be trouble, and especially in that Eastern. I mean, who is going to actually compete with them? Probably the Islanders, but that's really it.
Well, we'll get to that in a little bit, but with the Bruins, it's like once they go, like they're gonna end up like where the New York Rangers was after they won the Cup in 2012, and like the Los Angeles Kings after they won in 2014, and even the Blackhawks up until this season, they were just stuck in that not even bad like where the Red Wings have been since they won their Cup in 08. They've just been stuck in mediocrity so long. It's just like it's very hard for them to come back out of it.
I think like an organization like Boston, knowing how well Boston is a sports city and all that, I think they have no trouble like trying to find free agents or trading for someone. Now, if the front office messes this up, then obviously a team in Boston, someone's going to get fired. So, this is something you're going to have to wait and see. You cannot call it a complete purgatory yet, but you should just observe and stuff. I think this year is going to be a little bit longer year. They're going to be in the playoffs, but they're obviously going to be like a second round knockout or something like that.
Nice.
Oh, so I heard rumors. Someone says that the betting odds are saying that the Avalanche are going to be the favorites for the Stanley Cup next year. Is that true?
Yeah. Actually, the Colorado Avalanche. They are from Vegas. It's Vegas books. It's plus 600 for them to win the Cup. Tampa's second at plus 700. The Golden Knights from Vegas are plus 850. The Bruins are actually surprisingly plus 1,200, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are plus 1,200, which that's a horrible
Please, the Maple Leafs
probably not getting out.
The Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs. After blowing that lead last year, have they made any front office moves? Nothing that I'm aware of that rings any bells.
Actually, yeah, most of the Toronto fans they want change, but they're not getting it this year. Maybe next year they want that
Oh my
core board
god,
gone, but
they might lose. They
they
may
want
lose
it.
to Montreal again. Please, let's
Well,
not even talk
Montreal's got to
about
make
it.
the playoffs first. I don't know if Montreal's making the
Well,
playoffs yet,
I don't
but
know. I mean, they got some
that
good young guys, but
yeah. I
I'm
mean that
surprised the
Eastern Conference.
Blackhawks are not even in that list.
Well, they're like I think like 8 or something on that list. It's not too bad. But I did want to talk about two teams
I
in that
do think
Eastern
the
Conference.
Blackhawks should be over the Maple Leafs in my book. I must say that right now. I do
Well, the
think,
Blackhawks haven't
like with
played a
Fleury
game yet.
and with, oh my god, is
You're getting caught
Tyler
up in the hype.
Johnson? I think that team should be over the Maple Leafs in my opinion. That's just me
I
though.
think you're getting more caught up in that hype with Chicago because you got to remember they haven't even played a single second on ice together. So
Well, yeah, I mean that's true, but I mean just the fact that Flurry, I mean, should push them above Toronto. That's just how I view it.
well,
Now,
Toronto
unless
still
Flurry is
has
actually washed
Austin
or
Matthews
anything,
and Mitch Marner. So they still got John Tavares and William Nylander. They still got Morgan Riley, who, judging from that defenseman free agent market that we was touching on last week, with how overpaid these players have been getting. I think Toronto probably should make a move there. But yeah, I did want to talk about two other teams in the Eastern Conference, the New York Rangers and the Washington Capitals. I'm sure most hockey fans will remember how the end of the 2021 season came, in the regular season, I mean, with Tom Wilson body slamming Artemi Panarin's head to the ice, and how that started an entire like line on line fight, if you want to say, in the game after that. So with that, the New York Rangers, they had made a statement, and then some front office moves happened. I'm not going to get too much into depth with that. That's not what this is about. I did want to talk about though them bringing in Barclay Goodrow and Ryan Reeves, two known guys who can make a difference physically for your hockey team. Ryan Reeves, he's kind of like a Tom Wilson, but to a lesser extent. Both are enforcers, but still, New York, they gave up a pretty penny to get both of them. With Ryan Reeves, they gave up a third, but with Barclay Goodrow, they did end up paying him $3.6 million, which, according to most hockey analysts, if you want to say, it was somewhat of an overpriced. But if it's worth it to solve your Tom Wilson problem from trashing you in the Metropolitan Division, be my guest. What's your thoughts with that, Flash? I thought New York's trying to make a difference.
I mean, I think New York should be more worried about their the Cross Islanders rivalry over there. I think that's, to me, I think that's what they're doing. But you have mentioned that the Capitals are actually more of the rival to them than the Islanders.
Well, after the Tom Wilson situation, there's been bad blood between the two franchises, even all the way up into like ownership or whatnot.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's
I
true.
believe the Islanders are in a category above both of those teams at this point in time. I
Oh
mean, the
yeah,
Islanders still
without a
have like 20
doubt.
million in cap space still to work with, and I
Wait,
know
hold
they've
on.
been in
Say that
talks
again.
like eyeing
Say
it.
that again. How much cap space?
It's like almost 20 million. I know they have a good amount.
Sheesh.
Lou Lamoriello, he's made some good moves.
That's a lot of money in cap space.
I know they
That's
just signed one of their best defensemen, Adam Pelleton extension. I believe it's like 8 years. And I know with the Blues, they've been discussing Vladimir Tarasenko, who, if people remember, like 2 years ago, he was leading the league in like points and whatnot. He was really good. He even made the cover of NHL like 18 or something. He was on another level
all
back
right.
then. So if you can get a healthy Tarasenko, Islanders still in a level above the Rangers and the Capitals, in my opinion. But focusing on the Rangers and Capitals, the additions of Goodrow and Reeves, oh yeah, there's gonna be some fireworks going off in those like 8 games or 6 games or whatnot that they play against each other. Those are much watch hockey.
Oh yeah, I mean, good hockey is when there's some blood and everything. That's what I'll say. Um, so I got a question. Pat Maroons believes that the Lightning can repeat. Should I take his word and drop some money on that bet?
Flash, I know if to put the money into what plus 700 odds. I mean, if you want. right now. I think once they actually re-signed, I forgot to put this in the mention it earlier when we were talking about the Lightning. They re-signed the Stanley Cup game-winning goal player. Look, I'm not drawing a blank here. Crap. Ross Colton, my bad. Ross Colton, he just got his extension to avoid arbitration. He got $1 million in next season. He's gonna make 1.25 the year after. So that's gonna be a good bet. They're gonna bring him in to play that third line, I believe. They're gonna have young guys. I mean, they already talked about this last year. They brought in Belmar and Corey Perry, known guys who could play fourth line minutes for you. So that'll solidify that fourth line. You still got young guys still in the pipeline that's ready to play. You got Alex Barré-Boulet. You got Taylor.
Oh yeah,
Radish,
they got some great guys
Pompey.
in that pipeline.
Yeah, you got Boris Kachuk who could play the bottom six for you really good. So yeah, the Lightning, I think if they give the young guys the minutes that they need, like Barré-Boulet and Radish, even Kachuk himself, Kachuk played penalty kill, that's why I mentioned him, because I know the Lightning lost like 3 of their best penalty killers. Only Killorn is left. If they can figure back out the penalty kill,
I think the Lightning could adapt. I think John Cooper has saved the Lightning so many times. I would have faith in John Cooper. Only team I'm actually really concerned about next year is the Islanders, and as we've spoken about earlier, with that cap space of $20 million, that's like a lot of money in hockey. And also those 5 players of Stamkos, Point, Kucherov, Hedman, and Vasilevsky, I think they'll be fine.
Moving on for the after halftime tip-off, we got the NBA. So, Flash, you heard the news? Team USA men and women won gold in Tokyo to close out the Olympics. What's your thoughts with that?
That's great. Greg Popovich was saved from embarrassment.
Well,
I should say that.
Totally on point.
I mean, because like, I think Greg Popovich has done a great job adjusting the players to know, like, yeah, these guys are not system basketball players. They require the ball in their hands, not passing the ball like 10 times or something. I think he has done a great job with that. I mean,
Flash,
KD.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think right now, at this point in time, is KD the best basketball player on earth after what he did in the Olympics? Or
I mean, I'm not going to use the Olympics as saying that he should be the best basketball player, but I would use the Nets versus Milwaukee series because he did balled out. I mean, he was just a few inches away from moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals and most ultimately the NBA Finals. So, I mean, I think he is the best player in the world offensively. He does get overrated sometimes. I've seen folks call him that he's better than Kobe Bryant and that stuff. I highly disagree with that, but that's just me. But to answer your question, yes, he is the best player in basketball, the best basketball player on earth right now, as of right now. Giannis, he got some ways in a few games.
Really? Giannis? Come on now.
How
many years has this guy been like really good? You can't say his name right yet?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I know you're just being
insulted him a little bit.
My bad, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Anyways, I think he is a few basketball skill sets away from being better than KD. I mean, guys, remember, KD's getting old. I mean, you want to call Russell Westbrook old, you have to call KD old too.
Yeah, speaking of old, KD just got his contract extensions like $198 million or something like that. He's gonna
198.
198 million, I think so, something like that. Yeah, he's getting under contract now until age 38. So yeah, congrats to KD with that.
$198 until age 38.
Yep.
Oh my lord. They're just giving this man free money just because he's tall and he could shoot. That's essentially what he's getting paid for. He's not going to have the speed or agility to get through guys. I mean, I do think $198 million is a lot for someone who's going to be by 38. I think the Brooklyn Nets should have gave him more money for less time. If you want my honest opinion, I mean, because
but he probably wanted that long-term security. A lot of players like that. I know that.
I mean, that's true, but I mean,
even look at Chris Paul self. he turned down the 1-year, $40 million player option for a 3-year, $30 million contract.
I can confirm for a fact that he is on a 2 days ago he got a 4-year deal worth $198 million.
All right, thank you, producer J Peeps. Thank you very much for confirming that fact. I did want to transition now into the summer league.
All right. Before summer league, sheesh. $100 million, $30 million a year, at age 38. Sheesh. Does LeBron even make that? LeBron does make that money. It all depends how he.
Steph Curry's got two $200 million contracts, though.
For how Steph Curry plays, though, you don't have to worry about his athleticism or anything. He should just pull up and shoot. That's all you got to do as Steph Curry.
That's what I'm saying. The KD's skill set's going to age well.
Oh, but at the same time, KD relies a lot on that mid-range pull-up, too. He relies a lot on that.
Out KD hate right now. All right, let's just transition now over into the summer league. We had guys like number 2 overall pick Jalen Green. He dropped 23 and 5 in his summer league debut. Number 5 overall pick Jalen Suggs. He dropped 24 and 9 rebounds in his debut in a win over the Golden State Warriors last night, actually. Scotty Barnes, he dropped 18, 10, and 5 in his debut. We got guys like Davion Mitchell. He was locking down the 11th overall pick, James Bouknight, and he also dropped 23 in a separate game in his debut. You had guys, Josh Giddey. He was looking all right before his ankle injury. He suffered a rolled ankle in his first game. You had Cade Cunningham. He looked like he was in control of the game, but he did not shoot efficiently. But tonight they have them head-to-head matchup with 1 and number 2 overall pick. What's your thoughts on the rookies' performances so far and that head-to-head matchup tonight?
Let's see. I'm not going to sweat on it too much, but it'll be fun to watch. Really? I'm just going to say it as it is. I like Jalen Green, but I'm not going to sweat bullets over them over a summer league game. You do realize Anthony Bennett was acting like a superstar, and that Anthony Bennett looked like a superstar in the summer league, and look what happened to him. Kevin Knox looked like a superstar in the summer league, and he's kind of still getting his foot in the game. So we just gotta take it easy and not put so much stress on these players.
I'm not overhyping anything. I'm just trying to give some stuff since we're seeing their first looks at these rookies. Some of these guys have played since March Madness. You got guys like Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs who haven't played since April. So this is their first 5-on-5 action. So you're not going to expect entirely a whole lot much from them. It's just fun to see guys playing basketball.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think obviously the Jalen Green and the Cade Cunningham game, that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And like I said before, I think Rockets fans should be very excited for Jalen Green.
Well, you're just full of negativity tonight, actually. So we'll just move on.
I am full of negativity. I am trying to speak facts, sir. I'm trying to speak facts from my heart. Please. I'm not trying to be Mr. Negative. All right. Anyways, moving on. Lakers average. Wait, what's up? What's up, J Peeps?
Just keep going. Just keep going.
All right. Moving on. Lakers. We're going to be talking about age, especially about the Los Angeles Lakers and the Utah Jazz.
Again. Talking about age again. Don't forget.
So we have done some math, and it looks like the Lakers' average age is 31.8 years old on average, while the Utah Jazz is in second place at 28.9. Experience versus physical durability. What do you value more, Ace, on a basketball team?
Well, experience is fine, but you have to be on the court to use experience, unless you're a player coach. No offense to Udonis Haslem, but I'm going to reference you. You're kind of a player coach at this point with a whole lot of experience. I know you retired this season, but yeah, that's a whole lot of experience, but it's not being put to any use if you can't be on the court.
I mean, I think in the terms of Los Angeles Lakers, I am not too concerned about their age. I mean, they have some decently healthy guys. Russell Westbrook looks like he's been very healthy. I think as long as they have him, he could just carry them in the season in whatever spot they get. LeBron and AD could just finish the job, honestly. I
Yeah, well,
mean,
that's the problem.
Carmelo Anthony has been decently healthy as well. And they got some couple good young guys that I think could make some difference as well,
Well,
like
the
Malik
last
Monk.
two Flash, I don't want to interrupt, but I want to say 2 of the last 3 years, LeBron hasn't been entirely healthy. He's been dealing with groin issues. I believe that year before Anthony Davis came to Los Angeles, he did have a groin injury that kept him out of the second half of the season almost, and that's why the Lakers missed the playoffs. Then again, this second season, I know he hurt his ankle this time, but then you're like, come on now. I know that's out of your control, but that caused the Lakers fall down in the standings, and then Anthony Davis, just more on him this season, not what
I
LeBron.
mean, Ace. I mean, you gotta remember how deep this Lakers team is. They have so much depth in this team. I would not even stress about
Well, yeah,
them
this
like
year
that,
they
to be
did,
honest.
not last season.
We're talking about this year, all right? We're not talking about last year. Last year is done and
Well,
gone,
Malik
right?
Monk, he had one good year. That was last year, and he only shot 40% from three. He was not good in
Malik
his
Monk?
career. Yeah, he was not good in his career before that.
We only care about recent, dude. We don't care about what happened 2 years ago, all right? 2 years ago, Kevin Knox was looking like a beautiful rookie star, and look what's going on now. A couple years ago, we also thought Trae Young would have been a bust. So let's focus about the here and the now.
Who thought
Yes,
Trae Young was going to be a bust?
A lot of people thought he was going to be a bust coming out of his rookie year.
Since you mentioned Trae Young, let me drop this little thing on you. Trae and Luka both got 207 5-year max contract rookie extensions. Luka's actually was the record. Woj said he was the record for guaranteed money in a rookie ever. Even guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Can I have my red flag, peeps? I need my red flag. I need my challenge flag.
The floor is yours. He is muted.
Yeah, we have gone way off course. I'm trying to talk about one thing. We can talk about Luka Doncic and Trae Young later. But anyways, like I have said before, I mean, if you got young guys like Malik Monk and, oh my God, Kendrick Nunn, I believe, right? I think it's Kendrick Nunn. If you got those kind of guys along with a good depth with like Carmelo Anthony and those boys, I think the Lakers should be fine. I don't think age and health should not matter that much. I think as long as Westbrook and LeBron stays healthy, I think they should be fine. And with Melo, like how well he's been playing, I think he's great. He's been very healthy as well. And I must say, I think there's a lot to look forward to with this Los Angeles Lakers team. And back to the thing about Malik Monk, we do not care about Malik Monk 2 years ago. If Malik Monk played well last year and he's a serviceable player, that's something Lakers should need right now. I just made my point, all right? That's all I just want to say.
Can I respond?
Yes, you can. You got 15 seconds.
Dude, you spent almost 5-6 minutes talking about the Lakers one topic. I was just transitioning into another topic, but you and your big ego, you couldn't just say, let's move on to a different topic?
All right. Bro. All right, you happy? Luka Doncic, massive contract. Trae Young, massive contract. They deserve their money.
We are now
all right. Congrats to them.
CAA.
All right, let's go into a little more somber tone there. Legendary coach Bobby Bowden from Florida State, and I think played in West Virginia for a little bit. He died at the age of 91. He had career 377 wins, actually. 2 natties, I believe both were with FSU. His son confirmed he died of. He had pancreatic cancer, and I believe that's what he died from, or he died. Is not entirely sure.
It was pancreatic cancer, but I will say, it's not my position to talk because I know it's not my show. But if y'all could have just
please you talk. You're like the FSU expert here. You can talk.
If y'all could have just I know Ace especially wasn't born yet, but if y'all could have seen what he built, especially like there towards like the late 90s, especially, you would have been just amazed. Like you want to talk about. A lot of people talk about BYU, anytime, anywhere, any place. Like Bobby Bowden was doing that like way before that was even known of. Like they were the original road warrior team. You want to talk about a team that would go on the road to play Ohio State, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. Uh, they would go on the road to go play. Who else? My goodness, like all these powerhouse programs. They played. I believe they played Penn State on the road. 1991. You want to talk like people think like Alabama and Notre Dame was a display of Southern dominance over a team from the North, but that Florida State Michigan game in 1991, I highly urge you guys to go back and watch that game. The Michigan newspaper even wrote, yesterday, like the Sunday newspaper said, yesterday we saw a team roll through here of the likes of which we have never seen before. Florida State just dominated them from the moment Terrell Buckley picks off Elvis Gerback to the finish. Like it's just touchdown. Like they put up 51 on Michigan in the Big House. Who does that nowadays? Not even Ohio State. So I mean,
That's actually pretty impressive.
You nailed everything there.
It is pretty impressive. I have to give you that. Especially that if Ohio State doesn't do that right now. Exactly. They should be able to do with the amount of talent Ohio State does.
Yeah,
but
I mean, and then also too, it's the rivalry with Miami and the rivalry with Florida.
Back then it was very competitive. Miami was good back then too.
The one you got to point to the most is definitely of course all the games in the 80s. The two games I think that if he had one, he would have, I want to say, 4 minimum national championships if both wide rights had not happened in 91 and 92, and then if he doesn't lose to Florida in 91, he definitely wins, I want to say, 4 national titles. But I mean, even Florida was rivalry with Florida in the 90s. Steve Spurrier never won a game in Doak while Bobby Bowden was coaching.
Sheesh.
Like
that guy was a real deal. Moving on. Also one more thing must be mentioned. Bobby Bowden has won 12 ACC titles. Okay, that's very impressive. 12 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many SEC titles Nick Saban has won?
Let's see. Nick Saban's won a decent amount between LSU and Alabama.
It's not 12 though, isn't it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
like on a 9-year extension.
But but like when you think about it, like that's how big of a deal Bobby Bowden is. I mean, 12 SEC titles is all you need to know, and he's gotten 2 natties. All right. Moving on. Ooh, this one looks fun. Georgia at Clemson in Charlotte.
In Charlotte.
I
was gonna say it's
in Charlotte.
Which week 1 game?
That looks like a fun. That looks like a fun game. DJ oh my god, I can't say his name. DJ Ungwele. He played a few games last year for Clemson. He'll be better ready. I think he's a great quarterback. Who's Georgia quarterback again?
JT Daniels.
JT Daniels. That's another great quarterback out of California too.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the main focus of week 1 for college football. I think September 2nd or 9th. JP's confirm on that. I think
it's September 4th. September 4th.
September 4th.
Okay, yeah.
I mean that game is going to be fun. All right, a lot of week 1 rankings implications is going to be from there.
Yeah, you have the Nick Saban first test with that new, pretty much essentially a new offense. Half the guys went to the NFL. You got Miami versus Alabama. It's in Atlanta, my bad. And you have also Florida State versus Notre Dame. I don't know exactly what that game is, but I know those are the other 2 main games for week 1. You have in the Big Ten, you have games like I think Ohio State's playing Maryland, and or Minnesota's one of the two.
Orange Blossom Classic in Miami.
Orange Blossom.
The Orange Blossom Classic in Miami between Jackson State University and Florida A&M Rattlers. VJ, you want to take a road trip up to Miami? We'll go with J Peeps. Get some good food.
Down to Miami.
Let's get some food, bro. All the way down to Miami. Let's do it. Peeps, you in?
Hey, I mean, if y'all can pay for your own ticket, tickets are almost sold out. Well, almost sold out. There's a few 300 level tickets for $45 each. We got
to look at. We got to go to an HCB. Yeah, historic committee.
HCBU.
An HBCU game. Yeah, I will say.
Yes.
Luckily for you,
we have to go. We have to go to one.
FAMU plays USF in Tampa, so I would definitely tell y'all to take that in.
Yeah, I'll go to that one.
I don't know.
I mean, but do they have the food though? That's my question. Do they have the food?
I can't make any promises there.
I mean, because that's what everyone tells me about those games. You go for the food, so I want to go for the food.
I will say, if you want to go for food, you definitely need to go to the Bayou Classic Thanksgiving weekend in New Orleans, between Southern and Grambling.
That's true.
That's the one that's got the food, the best food. But what's this about that I'm seeing about Jim Harbaugh and his vow to beat Ohio State?
Yeah, I was waiting for us to get through that, but yeah. That one I was going to say that one for last, J Peeps. I was going to end that on a pure comedy note, you know? I want to end it on a good note.
Oh boy.
Note, but at this point, I guess we're going to have to go to earlier than I wanted to. But, yeah.
Peeps, can you phone in Hendrix right now? Can we, like, phone him in or something?
I don't know if you want to hear from him right now about that.
Nah, we ain't do that. We just gonna.
Come on. It'll be funny for the podcast if we could.
He has a job. He's working. I'm not going to phone him in. But don't worry, he'll see.
Use a brain, Flash. Use a brain. I know you're locking in one right now.
Oh wait. Hold on. We gotta make some spice in the show. All right. If you want this show to be boring, I mean, you can go up and make your own podcast, all right? But we need some fun in the show. And letting Hendrix know about Michigan, we got to rub it in a little bit, all right? I mean, Peeps gave me somehow a little bit about USL from time to time, but, I mean, you see, I already admit they are kind of bad right now, so I embrace it.
I mean,
so, it ain't hurting me.
Their head coach just doesn't accept reality where it says, he vows to beat Ohio State or die trying. I mean, I hate to tell you,
he might as well die trying. I'll say that. He might as well die trying. Because as of right now, he does not look like the Jim Harbaugh I saw back when he had Colin Kaepernick and those 49ers.
Hey, say what you were going.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, my cover Jim Harbaugh is definitely, I don't think it coming for Lane Kiffin, though, down in Ole Miss. So you guys see that? He got 100% vaccination rate. Way to go, Lane Coach Cliff Kiffin. You got yourself 100%. Let me see that.
He does not have to worry about any of that stuff. And especially for a southern school where most of the South does not agree with the vaccination, it's a very incredible feat. We got to give him another round of applause for that. Come on. No?
Oh.
There we go. So, hats off to Lane Kiffin. Let's get on the Lane train for a little bit, y'all. I mean, let's get on. Hop on the board.
Lane Kiffin. He's a phenomenal personality, I thought. I know
he's a great offensive mind too. I mean, you saw like he managed to put up a lot of points against Alabama in that defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's doing great. SEC.
Yep.
Okay, what else is coming up on for us? Or that's really it.
Well, I mean,
I know next week our show is gonna be the 17th. So hopefully we're gonna have more college football stuff, more news coming out with that.
The
I think they're
17th.
supposed to come up with something with teams from the AAC conference as a whole is trying to get in teams from the Big 12. I know they're talking about college like conference realignments and stuff like that. So hopefully there's gonna be some AAC news coming out. I know there's gonna be some Kansas trying to get into the Big 10 or something like that. I won't put too much thought into that because Kansas is pretty much a trash team. So
I mean, in the aspect of basketball, it'd actually be great. In the aspect of basketball, that would actually be very great.
I'm talking football right now. Oh, that's nothing.
No, football, please.
Football right now.
Kansas has some ways to go. And that is going to conclude this episode of the Last Give podcast. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. This was a great night. I felt a lot of energy in tonight's episode, for sure. I think we did a great job without J Peeps in the mix for once. Would you say, J Peeps?
Yeah, you guys did pretty good tonight on your own without me being on camera. I liked it. It was pretty good. There was no holding back at all in this episode.
No, shots are firing. Shots are firing.
Yep.
Bah, bah.
No.
Yeah, but y'all definitely follow us on all these social media platforms down there below on the bottom line.
Follow us, send us to your friends, families.
Be a friend, tell a friend.
Exactly. Be a friend, tell a friend. Let them know about our words being spoken out about sports. Because we have a blast talking about it, and we will love you guys to come see our show and have fun with us.
Also, too, remember the Run and Gun podcast will be back August 25th.
August 25th. That's a fair date. I'm excited. Get some stuff going in with the Run and Gun podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Finally get to talk about Florida A&M football.
Yeah, I know on Penalty Talk, I think they just released the Pac-12 and Big Ten preseason breakdowns. And also, I think
get that and watch. I was talking about the Pac-12. High hopes for that conference. There's a lot of fun stuff going on in there. If you want to talk about if you want to see about the Pac-12, there's a lot of fun stuff going on in that conference. I highly suggest you all watch that video.
The AAC.
Yeah, I know we didn't get to talk about the Pac-12 today.
Oh, the AAC drops tomorrow?
The AAC video drops tomorrow.
Another video I'm in. Definitely check that out. But I'd say Pac-12.
Well, thank you. Have a good night.
You guys are going to have a love Pac-12.